that I need to set for myself. And I respect and adore so many people, but I gotta do what's best for me. I wasn't necessarily happy that I made, but I think that I've done my best. At least I tried to.
Imagine standing face to face with the person you've loved since you were a teenager. Cameras everywhere, a ring in his palm. The whole world's certain you'll say yes, because isn't this the fairy tale ending we've all been waiting for? Selena Gomez didn't hesitate. She said no. For years, no one knew why. Rumors swirled, jealousy, timing, secret fights, visa drama, pick your headline. But in 2025, Selena finally told the truth on a quiet podcast, and her answer stunned everyone. I just started learning how to love myself. I wasn't ready to bring anyone into that. It wasn't a rejection of Justin Bieber. It was a rescue of her own sanity. Lupus flare-ups, a life-saving kidney transplant, anxiety, therapy. She was rebuilding herself from rubble. And when the ring appeared, she realized one hard fact. A perfect love story on paper means nothing if the person holding the pen is still shattered. Now, the internet is rereading every chapter. The 2017 reunion after her transplant, the whirlwind 2018 wedding to Hailey Baldwin, the whispers that the marriage doubled as a green card fix. The 2024 DM Justin allegedly sent while cradling his newborn, but for Selena, the plot twist was simple: choose him or choose healing. She chose herself and rewrote the ending. To the outside world, Selena and Justin looked like magic. She was Disney's golden girl. He was the pop star who had the world at his feet. Together, they were untouchable. Fans lived for their ice cream dates, their beach strolls, those stolen kisses caught by paparazzi. It felt like watching a real-life love story unfold in slow motion. But behind the filtered posts and flashing cameras, the truth was messier. Selena was silently battling lupus, a chronic illness that left her drained both physically and emotionally. She went through chemotherapy and eventually a kidney transplant. Justin, meanwhile, was spiraling, struggling with fame, facing breakdowns, making headlines for all the wrong reasons. They weren't just growing up. They were unraveling, and yet they kept coming back to each other when Justin re-entered Selena's life in 2017 after her transplant. It felt like fate was giving them one last shot. But even that reunion didn't last. Because the damage, though hidden, was deep. Their love wasn't immature. It was intense. But it was also unsustainable. So when fans romanticize Jelena, what they forget is this: their relationship wasn't a fantasy. It was a fight against illness, against pressure, against each other. And by the time Justin proposed, Selena had nothing left to give but honesty. A quiet, heartbreaking no. When Justin Bieber married Hailey Baldwin just months after Selena turned him down, it felt like whiplash. One minute he was back in Selena's life, asking her to marry him. The next, he was in New York City, tying the knot with someone else. No warning. No build-up. Just a courthouse wedding that left everyone asking the same question. Wait, wasn't he just with Selena? At first, people chalked it up to rebound behavior, but then the theories started. Some fans pointed to reports that Justin had been dealing with serious visa issues around that time. He needed to secure permanent residency in the US, and marriage would have helped. Was it love? Was it timing? Or was it a rush to solve a problem that had nothing to do with romance? Selena never said anything publicly. But in that 2025 podcast, her silence cracked just enough to give people the truth. When asked about Justin's proposal, she admitted it. I believe he truly thought we were meant to be, but I didn't. She didn't accuse him, she didn't drag him. But one line said everything. I couldn't make a life decision based on pressure, fear, or someone else's timing. Meanwhile, Justin's marriage moved quickly from proposal to wedding to applying for green card status. And though he posted romantic captions and shared sweet couple moments online, his fans couldn't shake the feeling that something deeper was left unresolved. Because while he was building a new life with Hailey, he still seemed to be watching Selena, even after the wedding. Justin couldn't seem to let go of Selena. It wasn't loud or obvious, no dramatic tweets, no public confessions, but it was there. Lingering, quiet, unmistakable. A lyric here, a late-night post there. Songs that sounded like heartbreak letters written in code. Lines like, I gave the world, but the house still feels hollow. And do you see me when the lights go down? weren't about a happy marriage. They were about emptiness, about regret, and every time Justin released something vulnerable, fans couldn't help but read between the lines. Because the pain didn't sound like it came from a man in love with his wife. It sounded like it came from a man still searching for someone who had already walked away. Selena, on the other hand, stayed silent, gracefully, unbothered. But her silence didn't feel passive. It felt intentional. She didn't clap back. She didn't name names. But she did post small, quiet things, black screen stories, vague quotes, lyrics from songs about self-love and moving on. To her fans, those weren't just mood posts. They were messages. One post in particular shook the internet a black screen. White text, sometimes silence speaks louder than words. Posted just hours after Justin's new song dropped. Coincidence? Maybe, but to those who had followed their story for over a decade, it felt like déjà vu. Like two people still speaking in a language only they understood, one made of lyrics, glances, and silence. For years, fans wondered what really happened. Behind closed doors, why Selena walked away from the boy the world thought she'd end up with. Why she turned down the proposal from someone she once called the love of her life. And in 2025, she finally told them. On a quiet, emotional podcast, Selena opened up not with drama, not with anger, but with the calm honesty of someone who had finally made peace with her past. She said she was in a fragile place when Justin proposed. She had just survived a kidney transplant. Her mental health was shaky. She was doing the hard work, therapy, recovery, healing. But she wasn't whole. Yet, I was just learning how to love myself, she said. And I wasn't ready to bring someone else into that. It wasn't rejection. It was protection. She wasn't saying no because she didn't love Justin. She was saying no because, for the first time, she loved herself more. That one sentence, "I didn't think we were meant to be," shifted everything. It wasn't cruel, it wasn't cold, it was clarity. And it resonated with millions who had been in the same place, torn between history and healing. Between holding on and moving forward. It reminded everyone, you don't have to say yes to something that looks perfect on the outside if it feels wrong on the inside. You don't need a fairy tale to prove your worth. Sometimes the real victory is choosing you,